Okay, this is part 2, following on where it cut off there. Went to the doctors when I got home and got, I think, I can't remember exactly, but we were doing lots of trying things and doctor was examining me. I was getting sick lines. I was still very dizzy. Gradually got a little bit better because I was totally staggering about like a drunk. And first of all, I was saying to people, I'm not drunk. And I could sort of balance, stay on my feet. I wasn't falling over, but I was stepping about like a drunk, so feet were going every which way. Then I had a lot of time off work. I went back to work, which was really the wrong thing. The doctor sent me back to work, didn't give me a sick line. Well, I probably should have asked for another one because I got back to work and it was absolute torture. I was struggling to function and it got me really quite down as well. Continued at work for 2 or 3 months actually, struggling every single day and not doing very much. They had me on light duties and it was very light duties at that. I couldn't do very much at all. And then progressively over time, I've had times off work and back at work and off work. It's got little bits better. It has. So I was off for a while. Then I went to see a private consultant. The consultant says, calculated guess that you have functional not functional neurological disorder. I forgot what it's called. Vestibular Neuro Nitis. Vestibular Neuro Nitis. It's to do with the nerve that goes to the ear. There's one to do with balance and there's one to do with hearing. So it was the one to do with balance. And it can be a viral thing where it's been affected. So maybe the COVID affected it. So this sort of thing is only supposed to have lasted sort of 2 or 3 months and it will sort of sort itself out. So months later, I'm still having problems, or even now years. Now 3 years since over 3 years since I first had the dizziness and had COVID. I'm still having problems. Sometimes where it gets better, some days I am not staggering about like a drunk anymore. Everything seems to be more in my head. I feel dizzy in my head, but I can keep balanced. I can walk straight. I don't fall over. I do take dizzy turns more when I'm moving. It just sometimes I can have good times where I feel all right for part of a day, or even sometimes for 2 or 3 days where I get a few good days and I think, oh, I'm getting better. And then wham bang, all of a sudden it gets worse again. It can be when I'm doing things I want to do. It can be things, I can't pin it down to anything, but they've gave me this diagnosis of functional neurological disorder, in particular PPD, which is to do with your balance proximal. You'll have to look that one up if you haven't already looked that up. And yes, when you're walking, you're using all your senses to balance when you're doing things. So you're using your feet, you feel things in your feet, you feel things obviously in your ears, you observe what's going on around you and you try and predict what's coming towards you and things like that. So some of the things I've really struggled with has been approaching big staircases. At the top of a big staircase, that was very scary for a long time. I can more or less cope with that mostly these days. Walking around down corridors and somebody steps in your pathway, that could throw me totally off balance. Haven't fallen over with it, but it makes it very challenging for me. Walking in the dark, sometimes on uneven ground, was really bad for me. I cope with it a lot better these days. Also, stepping off the curb onto a busy road, trying to cross a road, trying to look left and right and step off the curb has been a challenge. Very difficult. In fact, sometimes I've probably just crossed the road with just using my ears, which isn't good when you've got electric vehicles these days. So I'm up and down with it, and this sort of thing where you're trying to predict things. I don't know what quite goes on now. They say stress could be I did have some stress going on in the past as well, and still got some stress going on with some things. I'm currently on the sick at the moment, and I've been up and down with it. We'll just have to see how I progress, but in some ways I feel better, and sometimes I can get on with things and I can do things, but the tiredness has still been. I've had a lot of fatigue with this. Last winter and last summer, really every day I was sort of lying on the couch come the evening, which was really frustrating for me because I'm somebody that likes to be doing things and doing jobs and things like that around the home. My jobs have piled up because my work has taken all my energy from me, even though I've been on light duties. And I found that really frustrating because, like I say, I like to be busy and doing jobs at home and things. And when I come home and find out I'm taking the dogs for a walk and having my tea and basically laying on the couch, there's been days where I have been doing things and I've laid down in at like 11 o'clock in the morning just because I felt really bad. So that happens some of the time as well. I haven't done it for about 2 weeks now, although there's been a couple of days I really could have done with doing it. So anyway, that's my story for now, and I might do another video and update you a bit more about it in the future. Please don't forget to like this if you find it of any help to you, and I appreciate your comments. Thank you.